Hello students, welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Shashmita. We have an app by the name Careers Cloud which you can go and download through the Play Store. Once you have downloaded the application, you will easily be able to log in using your Gmail ID. And once you have logged in, you will be redirected to this page where you will be getting this URL. And there will be option for home, all courses, my courses and doubt section in this application. You will be getting multiple PDFs, multiple content on daily basis that will be enhancing your learning. Under Crack Current Affairs, you will be able to see multiple options. First one is Current Affairs English. We upload the day-to-day basis news in the English format. And apart from English PDF, we also provide them in Hindi format. And this banking awareness, we upload a PDF every month. So this PDF will contain the banking news, banking and the finance news of that respective month. And Current Affairs Exam PDF will have two categories. One is that most important news of that particular month will be uploaded in this Current Affairs Exam PDF. And also Exam Perspective PDF will also be uploaded. And next is Special CA. This will contain Union Budget, Economic Survey, and also the most important events that had taken place globally as well as nationally. And next most important is topic wise. So the entire news of that particular month will be segregated into different topics. And in order to recollect whatever you've read, we also provide you with topic wise quizzes. Apart from that, we also provide state current affairs. Now, here if you see, we provide you with the day-to-day PDF, and this we provide you with the weekly PDF. So that particular week news will be compiled into a PDF and in question and answer format in English, and will be uploaded here. And to enhance your learning, you can also, to enhance and strengthen your learning, you can also attend the quiz. Here we provide you with the entire news of that particular week. But here we take the top 60 most important news and we upload it in this PDF in question and answer format. Apart from weekly, we also provide you the monthly ones. This PDF will contain detailed view of that particular month news, and this will have a brief format of the same news. This will be in the form of a question and answer format, and this will have the top 100 question and answer of that particular month. We also provide you with the PIB news on a day-to-day basis, which you can go and read in these particular tabs. Apart from that, we also provide the Union Budget and Economic Survey. You can also attend you can read after reading the PDF. You can also go and attend the quiz. This is available in the Special CA category. We also provide state level current affairs. So this will be very helpful for students who are preparing for state level exams. For example, if you are preparing for Tamil Nadu state level exams, then you can click this tab and you will be able to see all the current affairs or news related to Tamil Nadu. Apart from that, we also provide PDF from the exam perspective. Suppose you are preparing for RBI Assistant Mains, then this tab will contain 5 to 6 months of current affairs, which has high probability of being asked in RBI Assistant Mains. Similarly, for SBI PO, RRB PO, Clerk Mains, all these are being given under this section. And also we provide separate content-wise, topic-wise current affairs like national affairs, government schemes, international affairs, banking and finance, economy and businesses, MOUs and committees and meetings. All these different types of news are segregated in these particular categories. Hello students, welcome to our new initiative. In this initiative, we will be uploading the weekly current affairs on banking and finance section. So this will be uploaded on every Monday. And so on the whole, per month, you will have totally 4 videos related to this topic. And apart from just providing you with the banking and finance news, we also provide you the conceptual explanation so that this will enhance and also strengthen your knowledge about these topics. Today, we will be seeing the April 3rd week banking and finance awareness news. Moving to the first news. RBI directs all regulated entities to provide key fact statement to the borrowers with effect from 1st October 2024. Now, what is this key fact statement? This is nothing but it contains all the details about the loans, like the interest rate, the penal charges, if at all the customer pays little late, the amortization schedule. So everything is included in this key fact statement in an understandable manner. So the RBI has mandated that all the regulated entities, that is the banks and the financial institutions, they have to provide this key fact statement to all new retail and MSME borrowers from 1st October 2024. Now, so the key facts of a loan agreement between an regulated entity and a borrower are legally significant and determinants of the fact. So all these facts and the details that's been provided in this key fact statement will help the borrower to take an informed financial decision. So this is the main role of this key fact. Now, so what are details that will be provided? It will not just have the interest rate or the fine that or the penal interest rate and all. It will also have the recovery agent policy. See, if a bank has lent a vehicle loan to a customer, and if the customer fails to pay this vehicle loan, then it will have the bank will have a tie-up with the recovery agent. So the recovery agent will go to the house of the borrower. He can either recover the money, or if at all, after multiple reminders, if the borrower fails to pay, then it can cease vehicle from the borrower. So this is the role of the recover agent policy. So all this details, like with whom it has tied up, all this should be provided in this key fact statement. Apart from that, if the customer is not happy with the service provided by the branch, then it has to have the contact with whom it can convey the grievance. So the contact details for the grievance, all these should be mentioned in the statement in a very simple and easy to understand language. So apart from that, key fact statement will also have a computation sheet of the annual percentage rate and the loan's amortization schedule. Now, what is the amortization schedule? Say if a customer has taken a loan for 10 years, then he has to pay 120 EMI, equated monthly installments. This EMI will have two parts. One is the principal part and the other is the interest part. In the initial time of the loan, the interest part will be more, say around 70 to 80%, and the principal part will be less, say around 20%. So suppose if you pay 10,000 rupees of EMI every month, then 8,000 or 7,000 will go to the interest and remaining 2,000 or 3,000 will go to the principal part. So this amortization schedule should be given to the customer. Why it should be given? It's because now the customer will think, I am paying 10,000 every month, but the EMI, but the loan amount is still remaining the same. So he has to understand that from his EMI amount, how much part is going to the interest, how much part is going to the principal. Now, if you see at the later part of the loan, of the tenure of the loan, so say about in the 7th year or in the 8th year, that time this will reverse. Around 80% will go to the principal and 20% will go to the interest. So the customer should know that how much part is going to the principal and interest, and this amortization gives him a clear picture of that. So this has to be given along with the key fact statement. Now, what is APR? Annual percentage rate. It does not only include the interest rate that's charged on the loan, but also it includes the charges levied on the borrowers by the regulated entities on behalf of third parties. Suppose you have taken a home loan, then it is a compulsory that you have to take a home loan insurance. So the building insurance, the home loan should have an insurance. So all these insurance charges and legal charges will also be covered in this APR. So, and apart from that, if the bank has to levy any charges apart from the charges mentioned in the key fact statement, then it has to require an explicit consent from the borrower. So only with the explicit consent it can put on extra charges apart from the charges mentioned in the key fact statement. Now, so every key fact statement, it will have a unique proposal number. Suppose I have taken a loan whose tenure is more than 7 days. Then I can take 3 days to accept the key fact statement, to understand it, and also to accept the conditions and terms and conditions mentioned in it. If my loan is less than 7 days, then I will have only 1 working day to accept the key fact statement. So the validity period of at least 3 working days for loans with a tenure of 7 days or more, and 1 working day for loans with a tenure of less than 7 days. So the validity period is the time frame that the borrower has after the RE, that is the regulated entity, gives the KFC to accept the loan terms. Now, so Reserve Bank of India, the governor we all know is Shaktikantan Das. He is the 25th governor and the headquarters is in Mumbai, and it was established in 1st April 1935. The next news is deposits of senior citizens surged by 143% to 34 lakh crore in 5 years as per the SBI report. Now, before reading about this news, let us know about a certain metric, that is CD ratio. We've seen this lately in news. Now, what is the CD ratio? This is nothing but credit to deposit ratio. That is, it tells you that how much of your deposit you are lending as a credit to the borrowers. So currently, the average CD ratio is around 80%, which is quite alarming. And if you see for HDFC Bank, it has even touched 100%. Now, so how should a CD ratio be? It should not be too low, as it will not fetch any income to the customers, to the bankers. And it should not be too high, because if it is too high, then it will lead to asset liability mismatch. Suppose if a bank run situation occurs, and if many people come to withdraw the deposit, then the bank will be in a very difficult position to repay the deposit. So it should be at an average of both the low and the high. So this CD ratio, then the deposit part, the senior citizen deposits plays a vital role. Now, as per the State Bank of India Economic Research Department, the total amount of deposits in the senior citizen, it has increased around 143%. In 2018, it was just 13.724 lakh crore, but now it's 34 lakh crore. And also it has increased, along with it, even the number of accounts have also been increased. In 2018, it was 4.1 crore accounts, and now in December 2023, there are around 7.4 crore accounts, which is around 81% increase. In this 7.4 crore accounts, 7.3 crore accounts have a deposit more than 50 lakhs. See, the report estimated that at least 7.3 crore of these accounts have a balance of above 50 lakh, and it fetches an interest of around 7.5% on these deposits. Now, so how much have these senior citizens earned through their deposits? They have earned around 2.7 lakh crore in the financial year 24, and around from this 2.7, if you see, 2.57 will be from the bank deposits, and the remaining 13,000 crore is from the senior citizen savings scheme. This is one among the attractive scheme that is offered by the government, ensuring almost nil risk. Now, so the average, how much does an average senior citizen hold in these banks? So around 4.63 lakh from 3.34 lakh in 2018. And in the form of taxes, how much the government has collected in the form of taxes from these term deposits is that 27,000 crore in taxes from the senior citizens on the interest they earned on term deposits. You know that up to 50,000 there will be no TDS on the senior citizens interest that they've earned from the deposit. Above 50,000 there will be a TDS applicable. And main reason for these many people, for these many senior citizens to deposit in these schemes and in the bank is because now the repo rate has increased, the competition has also increased. So banks offer a very good attractive interest rate, and for senior citizen it is mostly a higher interest rate, so they will have cushion of around 50 basis point more than the other normal citizens. So this hike of 50 basis point, and also insurance cover. Previously, before February 2020, the insurance cover was just for 1 lakh. Now it has been increased to 5 lakh. So all these reasons add up for more attraction for the senior citizens to use bank deposits as a way of a revenue for them. Now, what is the senior citizen savings scheme? It is a government backed retirement benefit program. So the customer, the senior citizen people, they can go and deposit in bulk in this scheme, and they in return they receive quarterly interest payment. So the tenure is, if you see, 5 years, but this can be extendable for another 3 years. The minimum amount is 1,000 rupees. Maximum amount is 30 lakhs. Previously it was 50 lakhs, and now it's been increased to 30 lakhs. And the interest that they earn from these deposits, that is available for tax benefits under Section 80C. Next, can you close this account if you want the money for any emergency purpose before the 5 years? Yes, you can close it, but certain conditions involved. So if you close it before 1 year, whatever interest have been earned from the deposit, that you have to repay it back to the government. Next, if it's closed before 2 years, then 1.5% of the deposit, it will be levied as a penalty. And if it is closed after 2 years, then 1% of the deposit shall be levied as the penalty. Now, who are eligible for this? Individuals above 60 years are eligible. If you are a retired civilian employee having whose age is above 55 but below 60, then you can deposit this your benefits in this scheme, but you have to deposit within 1 month of receipt of the retirement benefits. In case you are a retired defense employee, then age above 50, below 60, the same condition as previous. That is, you have to deposit within 1 month of receipt of the retirement benefits. NRI and HUF are not eligible for this SCSS scheme. Hello students, welcome to our new initiative called Static Banking Awareness course. This course is specially prepared to educate the basics of banking in a very easy manner. This is a complete collection of history and evolution of bank over the period. We believe that the banking awareness plays a major role in your preparation. Like for example, recently the Paytm payment bank was in news for n number of reasons. So an aspirant, while reading this news, would have n number of questions within his mind, like what is this Paytm bank? What is this payment bank? Why was it established? So this static banking awareness has answers to all those questions. Now, how do we access this course? For that, you will have to download our app, log in our app, and then in our home page, you will have to click this icon, all courses. After that, you will have to go and click this static banking awareness quiz. In that you will see various tabs: details, path and free. The details part will have all the details about this course, like how long it's valid and what are the gist about this course will be available in this details tab. In part tab, you will contain all the topics that we have covered until now. And we are planning to also add more topics in this part tab, and this will be completed within 2 months period. Next, in the last free tab, we have provided one course for you to learn and also have an idea about this course. So this course will be available for free. So you can go and learn, see our content and then have an idea about this course. Along with learning, you can also attend this quiz for strengthening your knowledge. So these are the contents that has been provided under this topic. Now, our AffairsCloud team has put ample amount of time and resources to curate this content. We have taken this content from various verified sources and books. But you may be wondering, if it's taken from books, then I can read from the books. But there is a major difference. Here, we update our content on a dynamic basis. Like, for example, there are now 39 DRTs in India. In future, if one more is added and if it becomes 40, then we would update this content on a regular time basis. Apart from that, we also update the contents on exam point of view. So, recently in a banking exam, the questions asked like how many public sector banks are listed on stock exchange, which is the first payment bank that has been listed on stock exchange. So, the exam is also becoming competitive and very difficult. So, we cover the course in the exam perspective also. So, this will really help you in covering your exam portion and also attending it in a very effective manner. Apart from that, we have also planned to launch a question bank which will have 3000 questions on this topic so that you can recollect it and retain most of the information that you have learned from here. And we have also planned to introduce a new index that will have all the recent RBI major initiatives or major announcements or major news that's been released by the RBI will be available in this index, because RBI is recently in news here and then. So that will also be required for your exam perspective. So kindly log in to our app and do check out this static banking awareness course. Thank you. The next news is Indian Fintech startup funding surges 59% in the Q1 current year 2024. We know that the Fintech startup is growing tremendously in India. The Fintech startup ecosystem in India is third largest right after US and UK. Now moving into the details of the report. According to the Traxon Geo Quarterly Report, which is released by the platform Traxon, the first quarter of the calendar year 2024, that is Jan to March, if you see the Indian Fintech startup, it has raised around 550 million, which is a 59% increase from the previous quarter, that is in the Q4 of 2023. It has raised only 346 million. But when you compare it to the Q1 of 2023, it is a decrease of 57%. Also, India ranked third globally in fintech funding, just behind US and China. After fintech, it is the regtech and banking tech which is occupying the second and the third place in the funding process. The regtech and the banking tech were the top performing segments in the Q1 2024, with an alternative lending dominating of around 491 million. The regtech, it has received via the funding around 107 million, and the banking tech, they have received around 85 million. Now, in the seed stage fintech funding, it has dropped by 75%. Seed stage is mainly that it is in the developing stage, it is in the initial stage. Like if you want to see if your product fits the market or not. So all these comes under the seed stage. So the seed stage, if you see the fintech funding, it has dropped tremendously from 75%. Dropped by 75%. That is from 39 million in Q4 2023 to 9.9 million in Q1 2024. But if you see in the early stage fintech startup, it has raised around 147 million. But that is also a drop, but not as high as the seed stage. It is a drop of 35% from the previous 227 million in Q4 2023. And in the late stage funding, it has surged to around 394 million in Q1 2024 from 80 million to Q4 2023. and it represents a further drop of 60% when it is compared to the 986 million that it had raised in Q1 2023. Now, let us see the top companies that has raised. Credit Suisse, it has raised around $144 million. Avense, it has 120. Perfios, 80 million. Vivifi India Finance, around $75 million. And ITFI, around 27 million. And the top cities from all the from the amount of funding that it has received, if you see, suppose if 100 total funding it has received overall, then 44% has gone to Bengaluru, 35% to Mumbai, 13% to Hyderabad, 3% to Gurugram, and 2% and only 2% to Noida. The next news, IMF's World Economic Outlook 2024 report raises India's GDP growth forecast by 30 basis points to 6.8%. Now, recently, the IMF has released its biannual report that is called World Economic Outlook with title Steady but Slow Resilience Amid Divergence. In that report, it has raised the forecast of India by 30 basis points, that is to 6.8% for the fiscal year 25, and it has retained at 6.5% for the fiscal year 26. Now, India's GDP has grown by an impressive 7.8% in financial year 24, which is higher than the 6.7% that was predicted by the IMF's January report 2024 report. And also it has also stated that the report India's CPI, that is the inflation, would decline from 5.4% in financial 24 to 4.6 FY25 and will further decrease to 4.2% in financial year 26. Now, what are the other projections made by the other organizations? ADB has projected 7% for financial 25 compared to 6.7% previously in December 2023. So first it had projected 6.7%, then it had increased to 7%. The World Bank has also increased to 6.6% from the previous projection of 6.4%. S&P Global, it has also projected around 6.8%. So if you see ADB 7%, and then you have S&P and IMF 6.8%, and then you have World Bank 6.86%. Do remember all these, it's very important because there are high chances of asking these questions in the exams. Now, who is the managing director of IMF? It is Kristalina Georgieva. There are around 190 member nations. It is headquartered in Washington, D.C. UNCTAD has projected 6.5% for India. Now, as per the report released by the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, it has stated that India is expected to grow by 6.5% in 2024 as compared to 6.7% in 2023. The main reasons were public investments, increased local demand for consumer services, and also external demand for our business services exports. These are the main reasons to contribute to the growth level. And also, you know that this China plus one is becoming very popular now. Now, many countries are trying to move their manufacturing base or have an extra manufacturing base in other countries apart from China. So, the increasing interest of the multinational to expand their manufacturing processes to India so as to diversify their supply chain is also one of the reasons for the development of India, for the increase in GDP forecast also. The UN Conference on Trade and Development report is projected that the global economy would grow at 2.6% and previously from an increase of about 0.1% from its previous projection, that is 2.5%. Now, it is also stated, the report has also stated the various countries' scenarios. Like in European countries like Germany and Italy, they are struggling with weak economic activity and also industrial slowdowns. Apart from that, even Brazil economic growth, it is hampered by external pressures and also dependence on commodities. So it is mostly import dependent country. So it is depending on imports for its day-to-day running. So this is affecting its GDP. And Argentina is suffering from heavy inflation. And is also stated that Africa is projected to grow at 3% in 2024 from 2.9% in 2023. And the South Asian countries like Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, they are under the IMF programs. So they have to monitor their monetary and fiscal policy. So they have to tighten their monetary and fiscal policy. and these effects are borne by the low income households. So all these are the details that have been mentioned in the reports. Apart from that, they've also stated that the China's economy is projected to grow 4.9% in 2024. It is also expected to face some difficulties such as external uncertainties, poor performing labor market, and low consumption. So these are the entire details that are mentioned in the report. All these details will be helpful in your essay writing. So you can mention few points from here for improve your essay. Moving to the next news, SBI Life introduces Ideation X to inspire insurance innovation. To improve the penetration of insurance, to make sure that each and every person has an insurance policy, this Ideation X was introduced. So State Bank of India Life Insurance Company Limited, that is SBI Life, one of the leading private insurance company in India, it has launched its first edition, Ideation X. It is nothing but a groundbreaking initiative that aims to transform the future of the insurance industry. So it is an innovative platform where the various students from the B schools can participate and they can show their new ideas, their innovative solutions in order to cater to the emerging insurance need of the people. So to increase the penetration, make sure that the insurance are readily available to the people, this new ideation was introduced. So the first edition had already taken place and it had seen an involvement of around 1,000 candidates from various B schools, and from that 1,000 candidates, around 320 candidates were selected after the screening process, and the final round XIME Bangalore had won the SBI Life Ideation X winner title. Moving to the next news, IMF reappoints Kristalina Georgieva as the MD the second term. Now, International Monetary Fund Executive Board has reappointed Bulgarian economist Kristalina Georgieva as the MD of the IMF for a second 5-year term that is starting on 1st October. The existing Kristalina Georgieva was appointed in 2019 as the 12th MD of IMF. Her term is expected to end by 30th September 2024, and the organization has decided to re-extend her term for another 5 years. So from 1st October, she will again serve it for the second time. Now, few awards won by her. She was named European of the Year and Commissioner of the Year in 2010 for raising her voice for the humanitarian crisis happening in Europe. And she also received the Atlantic Council's Distinguished International Leadership Award in 2020. Now, the next news is India's economy is expected to grow at 8 to 8.3% in financial year 25. The PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry, in its report named Viksit Bharat at 2047, it has projected that India's economy will grow at 8 to 8.3% in the financial year 25. The forecasted GDP was 34 trillion. And the per capita income in 2047 would be $21,000. Now, our Prime Minister Modi had stated in one of his speeches that India would become a developed country by 2047, and all the sectors and ministries are working towards it. And now in this report, it has stated that India's economy is going to reach 7 trillion by 2030. Now, to reach this target by 2047, to reach this per capita income, there are 10 key enablers. They are reduced cost of doing business. This also includes logistics cost mainly. So, and then the enhanced scalability sectors like Fintech, IT, focus on semiconductor industry, startup ecosystem, and then building the export capacity, especially focusing on 75 key products, and mainly agriculture and food processing reforms, and also to fill vacant position in national and state levels, to accelerate the digital transformation, to strengthen the renewable energy to achieve 1,500 gigawatt installed capacity by 2047. So all these data, these focus points, you can pick 2 or 3 focus points and you can highlight in your essays to gain more marks. Because objective type of questions from these kind of reports, is quite rare. Or maybe they'll ask only this percentage, this GDP, but you can use this for subjective type of questions. Now, moving to the next question. IFSA constitutes committee to transform Gift City into climate finance hub. Now, IFSA is contributing a lot to financing for a better environment, to a better industry, so that a sustainable industry. So it is contributing much. Now, what is this IFSA? You know that the IFSA, the gift city, is being developed in the is present in the Gujarat. Now, before IFSA, the banks, the mutual funds, the insurance industries, everything was managed by RBI, by SEBI, by IRDA. So now this IFSA has replaced all these regulators. Now this IFSA regulates the banks, mutual fund, insurance in the gift city. This is the purpose of the IFSA. International Financial Centers Authority constituted a standing committee to prepare a framework for launching climate finance products. So it aims to transform gift city into a climate finance hub. Now IFSA is set to launch climate finance products from gift city. This could be, they haven't mentioned what kind of products will be launched. So it could be an alternative investment, transition bond, transition insurance, anything. So apart from bank and bond market, generally you know that recently sovereign green bond from the past 2 years, it has been launched and has been trading in the market. So recently, even in the first financial year of this financial year 25, government has planned to raise in the first half around 12,000 crore sovereign green bond. We just read it in, I think, the last week news. So government is taking a lot of measures to provide money to sustainable projects, and similarly even the IFSA is taking measures to provide climate funds, to collect the climate funds. The banks in gift city has already set aside 5% of the credit for green and sustainable projects, and out of the 60 billion of outstanding loans that it has provided, 700 million has been extended as green and sustainable credit, which is a very good number. And out of the 55.5 billion worth of bonds raised from gift city, around 14 billion are green and sustainable linked bonds. CIDB, that is headquartered in Lucknow, has signed an MOU with Jivika Bihar and UMED Maharashtra to extend Prayas to rural livelihood missions. Now, moving to the news, CIDB, in association with Women's World Banking, has signed an MOU with Jivika, which is Bihar State Rural Livelihood Mission, and UMED, that is Maharashtra State Rural Livelihood Mission, to extend Prayas scheme to self-help groups, individual women, through the CLF, that is Cluster Level Federation. So what is this Cluster Level Federation? So it is a space where multiple SHGs are present. They share their experience, their grievances, and their knowledge as well. So it enhances their knowledge capacity. It will also help them in livelihood building. Apart from that, the CLF also provides various level support like financial support, technical support to the SHG, so that they can set up a livelihood for themselves and also grow in their entrepreneurship. Now, for this purpose, the CIDB has partnered with the CLF across Bihar and Maharashtra to provide a credit from 2 lakhs up to 2 lakhs to 5,000 women entrepreneurs. So, this selected CLF will act as partners. So, what will happen in this? CIDB will give loan to the SHG members, individual members, via the CLF. CLF will help them facilitate this loan processing. So, CIDB has set a budget of about 50 crore during this pilot testing phase. WWB, that is Women's World Banking, will provide the manpower support to the CLF on capacity building and reinforcement of Prayas Technical. So, Prayas Technical scheme is mainly to enhance the livelihood of the SHG by providing the financial support to the SHG. Now, this project will also receive financial support from MetLife Foundation, and WWB along with CLF will identify the individual members, because SHG will have from 5 to 20 members in a group. So, you can't give a loan to all the members, right? So, CLF will help in the identification of the individual members who are eligible for this loans. Moving to the next news, Karnataka Bank has partnered with FISDOM to offer stock brokering service. So FISDOM, if you see, it is a digital wealth management. So it offers the investors a platform to manage the mutual funds and the insurance. So Karnataka Bank has partnered with this FISDOM to offer stock brokering service and 3-in-1 accounts. So what are the 3-in-1 account contains? Savings, demat and trading account through the app called KBL Mobile Plus. Bank of India and IMGC partners to offer mortgage guarantee backed home loan products. Now, Bank of India has signed an agreement with the India Mortgage Guarantee Corporation to provide mortgage guaranteed backed home loan products to the affordable housing segment. Now, what is this IMGC? It guarantees will help to reduce the risk of defaults for the bank. See, suppose I am a customer. I am going and visiting Bank of India to avail a home loan. Now, let's say the project cost of the house is 10 lakhs. So, I avail a home loan and Bank of India also sanctions. Now, before this IMGC comes into the picture, say the down payment is 20% and I have an interest rate of 8%. So, which means I have to contribute 2 lakhs. Down payment 20% means I have to contribute 2 lakhs and the bank will provide me 8 lakhs. If this IMGC comes into the picture, it will provide the guarantee. It will tell the Bank of India that I provide you the guarantee for this house loan. So, by providing the guarantee, the risk of the bank reduces. Along with that, the Bank of India also provides some favorable loan terms to the borrowers. So, previously I was told to pay 20% down payment. Now, since this guarantee is provided, now the Bank of India will tell you pay 10%. That is enough. So, now I just have to contribute 1 lakh. And also, in some cases, they also reduce the interest rate. So, previously it was 8%. So, now they may reduce it to 7.5. So, these are the favorable loan terms given to the borrowers because of the IMGC guarantee. This guarantee aims to promote the financial inclusion and make home ownership more accessible for the borrowers in India. This will also strengthen the credit delivery system and facilitate the flow of credit to the affordable housing sector. Now, who is the MD and CEO of IMGC? It is none other than Manish Mishra. It was established in 2012 and it's headquartered in Noida. Now, CAMS receives RBI's note to operate as an online payment aggregator. Now, so what is this payment aggregator? Now, I want to purchase a dress. So, I go to the Amazon app. I log in and then I purchase the dress. I go to the payment page. There will be a multiple option available. You can pay via a debit card. You can pay it via credit card or UPI. So, these are the multiple options available on my payment page. So, say I choose UPI and my account is SBI. I have a savings account in SBI. Now, the merchant, he has the account in only Axis. So, it is, similarly, another customer comes. He or she also pays via UPI and he has an account in Punjab National Bank. And the merchant has it only in Axis Bank. So, the merchant cannot go and have a tie-up with each and every bank. He cannot have an agreement with each and every bank. That is not his main job. He has to take over of his business. So, he can't spend time on this. So, to solve this issue, the payment aggregator comes into picture. So, what the payment aggregator actually does? See, first, now the maker or the purchaser, he or she makes the payment through UPI. So, this request goes to the payment aggregator. It doesn't go to the merchant bank, but to the payment aggregator. Then, this payment aggregator, it passes this request to the payer's bank, that is SBI in this case, via the NPCI. Now, SBI verifies whether it is an authentic payment request or not, and after verifying its authentication, it sends the response. Okay, fine. You can now debit. Now I give you 1,000 rupees for the purchase that has been made by the customer. So the customer's account is debited. So customer also receives this debit notification, and then this amount is credited to the escrow account of the payment aggregator. Now, after receiving the amount, the payment aggregator transfers the amount to the merchant on a settlement date. So the merchant bank will the merchant will have a tie-up or an agreement with the payment aggregator. So it will have various details like after receiving the amount, within how many days the amount should be settled with the merchant. So all this will be there in that agreement. So based on the terms and conditions agreed already, this amount will be transferred to the merchant account, merchant bank, and then this credit notification will be sent to the merchant. So mainly what payment aggregator does is it helps in collecting the money on behalf of the merchant. So first it onboards the merchant and then collects the money on behalf of the merchant from the customer, stores it in the escrow account, and then transfers it to the merchant bank. Okay, that is it. This is the end of the April 3rd week banking and finance news. I hope you had enjoyed it. Thank you for watching the session. I hope you had enjoyed it. We're also available in Telegram under the name AffairsCloud_official. We also have an Instagram handle. Apart from this, you can contact us directly on 9677333862 regarding any courses that we offer or regarding any payment issues. You can contact on directly on this number. Thank you.